Well, welcome folks to Ozma Malik's Mess. Councillor Ozma Malik I'm talking about. This is Clarence Square Park, where an encampment full of violent people, drug addicts, and assorted squatters have taken over the park for the last 2 years. I'm talking 2 years. This park is near the Soho Hotel and a number of other boutique hotels that, of course, house tourists, and tourists have noticed what's going on here. Not to mention the people who have to live right across the street and around the park. They spoke today about the violence, about being assaulted, about the feces, about the fact that the park, you can see, has absolutely no grass. The garbage apparently was just picked up before we came down here to do some filming, and people are afraid. They're not only afraid, they're fed up.
What happened? I've been assaulted 2 times where a woman that was on drugs, and she was actually going after many people but managed to put her arms onto me. And then I phoned the police. They came, and when they came, they told me she's already assaulted over 100 people. I actually feel sorry for the police. And we're trying to get rid of the people, and that's why they're standing there, because what can they do? Really, there is a system problem that they can't even move them. They will rebuttal no problem because they're like, no, nothing's going to happen to us. So they have they have so much confidence to hurt you because there is no law in place to do something about it.
Are the criminals running the city, do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
We have to take back these parks. You've got tens of thousands of people who like to enjoy them. And I ask everybody seriously to consider this. I do have some compassion. Things have to be done. But, would you allow your kids and your elderly parents to walk in this park and spend a nice Saturday afternoon? I think not.
So I've been personally impacted by this as a resident who lives right across the street. Our building has been targeted many, many times. Breaks to violent offenders who we have found roaming our hallways. And I personally had an incident where I had a woman who was extremely inebriated who came out of the camp and lunged at me and tried to steal my dog.
Women in particular are terrified to walk in this area in the afternoon. People would go out to enjoy a night out on a patio or a restaurant. That's all changed in our community here. It's not safe. It's just not safe.
If you look at the fountain over here, this fountain is all boarded up. That was because they were using it as a public bathroom and for other weird shenanigans that have went on there. All of it chronicled, many by the residents who live in these condos nearby.
Parks are supposed to be for everyone, and park bylaws, the city's own bylaws, are being broken. So if Mayor Olivia Chow, if Deputy Mayor and City Councillor Ozma Malik wants to make squatting and illegally occupying a park legal, change the bylaws. Make that your city policy. But in the absence of you doing that, you have a responsibility and a duty to act. You have a responsibility to ensure that all the people that call this neighborhood home are safe.
The homeless encampment strategy that was passed in May, has that made things worse?
So I think it's important to point out that the absence of action, as we've seen here up and until, surprise, surprise, the morning before a photo op, is a choice, right? To choose to do nothing and allow this to continue is an active choice that has been made by Ozma Malik. That's why this sign, I think, is so apt and why so many constituents, people who call this neighborhood home, find her to be missing in action.
This place is a fire hazard. There have been fires, explosions. I mean, what more does one have to do to convince her to clean up this encampment? But under Mayor Olivia Chow's homeless encampment strategy, which was passed 6 months ago, she has told them that the squatters, the drug addicts, have every right to be here. And they send down a bunch of homeless workers to hug and stroke them, and security people to sort of hang around in a nice shed that has been built for them, which the residents say is costing $1 million a year. $100,000 a month. Is that not insane? I mean, get rid of these people, put them in shelter, find them appropriate drug rehabilitation services. This city is just gone into a cycle that is not pretty, and I feel sorry for the residents, I feel sorry for tourists who come here, and let's hope this time Olivia Chow and Ozma Malik hear the pleas of these people. Maybe some pressure in the media will do it. For True North, I'm Sue Ann Levy.